welcome, welcome. It is Thursday. I still have balloons. There is, oh wait. I'm doing great, guys. Y'all, I'm doing great, y'all. Okay. This is a Where's Waldo. There is secretly a little orange kitten somewhere. And maybe if we're good, he'll come out. But right now, he's just doing a hide. All right, so let's get this party started. We're gonna get ourselves seated, connecting down into the mat, feeling our vertebrae stack, and then we're gonna start with a couple big cleansing breaths. And again. We're gonna take one hand over to the opposite knee and rotate. And then again over to the other side. So we're setting our intention for this workout, as we always do. Come on, back in the middle, switch which leg is in front. We're setting our intention. Take a couple deep breaths. One more time. To be present in our bodies, to make adjustments based on how it's going. So I'm going to scale up, scale back as I need to. I'm going to take breaks when I need to. Take another deep breath. And roll it on back up to sitting. From here, we're going to come all the way up to standing. So you can do this part on your mat or not, whatever makes you happy. Okay, we're going to start with the heels together, toes apart. And we're going to start with just our lift and lower, real simple, like we always do. I'm going to adjust this way better in your angle. Okay. We're going to start with our lift and lower, drawing the heels towards each other. Lifting and lowering, drawing the heels towards each other. So as we do that, we're going up and down, tucking that tailbone under, really squeezing the butt cheeks. Visualize that string from the top of your head up to the sky. So we're lifting up and down without rocking or swaying. 3, 2, 1. We're going to speed it up. And again, keep tucking that tailbone under. String from the top of the head up to the sky, keeping us elevated and long. And in. Drawing those heels in towards each other. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. 3, 2, lift it up and hold it. So we're gonna lift as tall as we can. Feeling that elongating out to the full potential of your height. So when we first wake up in the morning, we're measurably taller than we are later in the day. We're elongating ourselves back out. Take another deep breath up here. And relax. And take one leg, put that toe forward. Hips stay squared underneath the shoulders, so I'm not leaning. Sticking out ahead, I'm still strong and centered here. Bring it up and point. Bring it up and point. So I'm firing up my hip flexors to bring that leg up. Keeping my butt squeezed, my butt cheeks are squeezed. And up, and up, and up. 3, 2, I'm gonna bring it on up and hold it. Beautiful. Right here is going to stay nice and stable. And then if you're ready to add to it, we're going to lift and lower. So we're bringing it up to the tiptoes and back down if I can. Otherwise, you can also just hold it in place. Keeping that leg lifted is enough. 3, 2, 1, and relax. I'm going to take that leg and then bring it back behind into a lunge. Bring it on up to where it was. Take it back behind into a lunge. So shifting that weight from one leg to the other. And I'm going to pay attention to this knee, making sure that I don't push that knee forward. The weight goes down into the back leg. And then I keep some softness here when I come up. Keeping the upper body lifted, super tall and beautiful. Couple more. Shift that weight back and up. One more time. We're going to come up and back and up and relax. Shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And again. We're going to do the exact same thing one more time, starting from the top. So heels together, elongating out the spine, string to the top of the head up to the sky. We're going to lift and lower. Pull those heels in and in and in. Pull those heels in towards each other. Thinking about that foot as a sequence of muscles, not just a binary. So we're trying to work out that foot to get all the different parts of the foot. And when you're ready, speed it up. In, 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 in. Doing great, y'all. Doing great. In, in, in. Tucking that tailbone under, squeezing your butt cheeks, elongating out the spine. 3, 2, lift and hold. Squeeze those heels towards each other. We're super tall. Feel yourself elongating out up to the sky. One more deep breath up here. And relax. We're going to take the other leg, point it forward. So again, when I extend that leg out, I'm still keeping my torso squared up. So I didn't lean or stick out a hip. Still strong and centered here. Lift and point. Lift and point. Listening to the hips, you know the deal here. If the hips are popping, they're saying, don't like that angle. So you might be coming too high. You might need to change up, bring it more towards the side or more towards the front. So you're going to listen to your hip. Use your core to bring it up. And we're squeezing the butt cheeks. Squeezing the butt cheeks. 3, 2, 1. Bring it on up. We're going to stay here. Take a deep breath. If you want to, just stay here. If you want to add to it, we're going to lift and lower. Woo. Bringing that up and down. Again, thinking about the foot as a sequence of muscles, not just as flat or pointed. And woo. 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 3, 2, one more time. And relax. From that same leg, we're going to lift it up and step it back behind. Bring it up and lunge it back behind. Whew. Shifting that weight back into the back leg and bring it on up. Shifting that weight and bring it on up. Upper body stays tall. We're not bending at the waist here. 3, 2, one more time. And relax. Shake it out. Big cleansing breath. And again. All right, we're going to move laterally, so you want a little bit of room to do so. Heels are together, chest is lifted. And the first thing we're going to do is fall out nice and wide. Come back into the center. Same thing other side. So I got my heels together, toes apart. Fall out. And I'm going to drop my tailbone right in the middle. So I'm not leaning here. I'm stacked in the center. Come back into the middle. Fall out. Center. So I've got that tailbone tucked under, drawing gravity down, straight from the top of the head. Come back into the center. Fall out. Fall up. And center. Fall up. And center. Doing great, y'all. You're going at your pace, and we're coming out gently. So I'm not slamming that foot down. I'm not like that. Not thinking heavy. Thinking very one part of the foot at a time. Toe ball of the foot down to the heel. Toe ball of the foot down to the heel. Very gently, very light. I'm in control. What part of my foot is coming down? One more to each side. Fall out. Back to the center. Fall out. Back to the center. We're going to add to it. Fall out. Bring that knee up and down. Fall out. Bring that knee up and down. Up and over. Bring it on up. Up squeeze as we bring it up. So we're gonna keep going with this, a couple more each side. One more each side. And now I'm gonna give you an option. You can stay with this or add to it. Fall out, bring it up, lunge back, bring it up. Yeah, we combined it together. Woo! Fall out, bring it up, lunge back, bring it up. We did it. Fall out. Woo. Back and up. Fall up, lift, back and up. Two more each side. Lift, back and up. Lift, back and up. One more each side. One more time. Go strong and gentle. Nice. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Big cleansing breath. One more time. All right, we're gonna do one more standing thing before we move on with our legs, and that's just gonna be a little bit of tricep work. So, plug the shoulder blades down into your rib cage and flatten out the back. But when I say flatten out the back, what I mean is, I'm gonna take the curves out. Take all these curves out. Plug the shoulder blades down into the rib cage and make a nice straight line with the back. A nice flat back here. So my core is engaged in order to be able to do that. Palms face towards each other, and I'm sitting back on my invisible chair. Take a deep breath here. And again. And then we're gonna beat the triceps. So the palms come in towards each other and beat, beat, beat. For 5 beats, breathe in. For 5 beats, breathe out. So it's just like the Pilates 100. We've got the shoulder blades plugged down into the rib cage, back is flat, tricep beats. Now if you're ready to add something to it, we're sitting back in our invisible chair and we're gonna bring it up to the tiptoes. Keeping that weight back in your butt, not forward into the knees, but we're lifted up to the tiptoes and continue to beat the triceps. For 5 arm beats, breathe in. For 5 arm beats, breathe out. 3, 2, one more time. I'm gonna lower one heel, keep one raised. And switch. For 5 arm beats, one heel. For 5 arm beats, the other heel. We're gonna keep that weight back. I'm gonna feel that back, like I'm sitting on a chair. Continue to keep the arms back behind you. A couple more like this. Keep that weight back. And your back is flat. Triceps working. One more each side. And then we're gonna lift and lower both heels. And down. And up. And down. We're getting that foot fitness in today. And I found a very squeaky part of my floor. So that's successful too. Keep those tricep beats. 2 more breaths. One more time. And relax. Shakety, 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 shakety. Big cleansing breath. One more time. Cool. Let's shift gears. We're gonna come down to the mats. Everybody out for a face. And come down. Whew. How y'all feeling? Hanging in? You alive and well? We're gonna bring it on back down for panda time. So we're gonna articulate the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. And bring those knees into the chest for a little hug. And if it feels good, you can rock it side to side. And we're gonna start checking in with ourselves. How do your feet feel? How do your ankles feel? Your knees, your thighs, your hips. What does your body want that you can give it right now? Is there some kind of stretch that would feel good in this moment? Is there some kind of motion that would feel good? Only you know, because you're the one that's in your body. So give yourself what you can right now. Take another couple deep breaths. And relax. relaxed. So just getting used to the idea that we are doing scans of our body and we're present and we're feeling what our bodies are feeling. We're not tuning it out. We're not avoiding it. If there's pain, if there's discomfort, if there's numbness, whatever, we're going to find a solution for ourselves using ourselves. We're listening and responding, not just sublimating it and living in our brains. All right, so we're back down here. We're going to start by stretching all the way up. Nice and long. Kick one leg up as high as you can. Reach up above that knee and get that leg as straight as you can. Getting ready for the single straight leg stretch. So we're reaching above the knee and we're engaging these muscles and we're using the arms to get that leg as straight as you possibly can. Take another deep breath. And release. Same thing, other side. Lift it on up. Reach up above the knee. We're getting that leg as straight as we possibly can. And don't worry about how close the knee comes to your chest. That's not the point. We're just focusing on the straightness of the leg for this one. We're going to plug the shoulder blades down into the rib cage, tightening the core, flattening the back. Lift the shoulder blades up, point the toes, and we're going to start going back and forth. Pull one leg in, and then the other. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. So the point of this is the straightness of the leg. We're going to get straight leg stretch. I'm going to listen to my neck. If I feel pain in my neck, that might mean that I'm doing too much. I might be straining. So again, I can always plug my shoulder blades down into my ribcage, flatten out the back, and then find spinal flexion in a way that's more sustainable and comfortable. Anytime I feel pain, I'm going to adjust. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm present in my body. I'm not just forcing it to do things. 2 more to each side. 1 more each side. And relax. Stretch it all the way out. We're going to bring one knee into the chest. Outside hand is on the ankle. Inside hand is on the knee. Pull that in for a deep stretch. One more breath here. And let that leg go. And again, outside hands on the ankle, inside hands on the knee. Pull that in for a stretch. And just enjoy that stretch. And then again, we're going to plug the shoulder blades down into the rib cage, flatten out the back against the ground, and then we lift up into spinal flexion, point the toes, and we're going to pull one leg in and extend the other leg straight. Remember, outside hand is on the ankle, inside hand is on the knee. Outside hand is on the ankle, inside hand is on the knee. One at a time. Take your time to get that hand position. Again, if you start to feel this in your neck, you're probably doing too much to pull the chin forward. So we might need to, again, plug the shoulder blades down, flatten out the back, tighten the core, and then lift the shoulder blades up. Take breaks as you need to. That is a part of the process. We leave enough room between the chin and the chest for a tennis ball. 3, 2, 1 more each side. And relax, stretching it all the way out. Bring the knees back into the chest, and then the legs straight up to the sky. Flex the feet. Plug the shoulder blades down into the rib cage, flattening out that back. So core is working hard right now. And then we're going to lift the shoulder blades up. Again, leave enough room between your chin and your chest. We're going to take one heel, slowly lower it down. Point the toe, slowly raise it back up. Flex that foot, other side. Heel slowly going to lower it down. Point the toe and slowly raise it back up. The real key here is the control of it. So I'm keeping this leg nice and stable. So I can look up to that foot, double check that it's staying stable because it might start wonking to either side. And I'm going to take my time, really go nice and slow. So I'm in charge of both the up and the down. And I'm pointing and flexing the foot. Getting used to pointing and flexing the foot. If you're not used to pointing your toes for this long, you might get a foot cramp, in which case stop for a while, just chill out, don't worry about the toes for a little bit. And then if you feel good later, you can start doing it again. But if you're not used to doing anything for an extended period of time, is going to, at some point, get fatiguing and uncomfortable. So we're gonna chill out when that happens. We're not gonna just push through pain. Exhale to lower. Keep those shoulder blades up, middle back flat. That's still the fundamental of this. Two more to each side. One more to each side, nice and slow, keeping one leg up to the sky. And one more. And relax, stretching it all the way out. We're gonna take a moment to stretch. Right knee comes into the chest. And then I'm gonna take that right knee outside the ribcage over to the right armpit. Back is flat. I'm gonna bring my left arm out to the side. Take another big breath here. Now, if you're good here, you can stay here. If you want to add to it, you can grab on around the big toe and straighten that leg out. Only as far as you can do so comfortably, it shouldn't hurt, and as far as you can keep both shoulders down. We're keeping that back as flat as we can. Take another breath here. Bring it on back in and relax. Left knee comes into the chest. And we're gonna take that left knee over towards the armpit outside the rib cage, and the right arm comes flat out to the side. Taking a deep breath here. If you're good here, stay here. If you want to add to it, grab onto that big toe and straighten that leg out. Keeping the back nice and flat. So we're going out as far as we can, keeping the back flat, both shoulders down. Take another big breath here. Bring it on back in and relax. Stretch it all the way out. Arms come up to the sky, head lifts up, shoulders lift up. One vertebrae at a time. Roll it up and fold it forward. We're gonna flex those feet and project your heart forward. Take a deep breath here. How y'all doing? Everybody alive? We good? I'm telling you, there is secretly a cat hiding in this picture. And maybe I'll be able to extract it later. It's very small. It's a small cat. All right, inhale back up to a straight back. And then we're gonna go back down. We're gonna do just a little bit more core work, and then we're gonna flip it on over, do some arm work. Coming on back down, one vertebrae at a time. All right, we are going to do a little bit of a bicycle. So I'm gonna bring one knee into my chest and extend one leg straight. I'm gonna bring my hands behind the head, plug the shoulder blades down into the rib cage, then lift the shoulder blades up. Rotate. Opposite elbow and knee are gonna come together. And then switch. And then switch. So we're gonna go at a nice steady pace, focusing on the quality of that form. So one knee is in, one leg is straight. We're lifting up both shoulder blades, then we add rotation on top of it. Nice, steady pace, focused on the form. It's not holding it per se, just getting it, boop, and then switch, boop, and then switch. Listen to the hips. If the hips are popping, you gotta change the angle. It'll probably mean you're extending the leg too low when you extend it straight. So listen to your hips. Focus on quality over quantity. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to go super slow. Just boom, and then boom. And we're leading with the shoulder, not just bringing the elbow over. Lead with the shoulder. So both shoulders up. Then we add rotation on top of that. We're almost there. One knee in, one leg straight. One knee in, one leg straight. We're getting those obliques. Get those obliques nice and good. 4, 3, One more each side. And relax. All right, one more core thing before we move on. We are going to bring the legs to a tabletop. So plug the shoulder blades down to the ribcage, flatten out the back, squeeze your butt cheeks. Legs are at tabletop. Again, we're going to lift the shoulder blades up one more time. We're going to slowly lower those heels down. So this is a variation on stuff we've already done before. Earlier, we did this with one leg, and they were straight. Now we're going to do this with both knees at the same time, but they're bent. So it's a variation. Might be more intense this way. We're going to, again, keep that back flat. So the really important thing is what's going on with my back here. So when I lower those legs, I'm going to keep that flatness, keep that connection between the middle back and the ground. I'm not going to let that go away. If I can't sustain it, I'm going to chill out for a second. And again, flatten out my back, legs to table. And then I will add it again. I'm going to take breaks as I need to. Exhale to lower. Inhale to raise. So this is a lot of work, really concentrated to one spot. Keep the shoulders lifted, keep the middle back flat. That's your really, really important thing. Keep that middle back flat, shoulders lifted. Almost there, and then after this is arm stiff. 3, 2, nice and slow. One more time. Exhale, lower. And return. Flip it on over to your stomach. Whee. Chin and chest comes up, pull the shoulder blades back. Woo, extension is nice. Gee golly. We're gonna separate the knees, butt comes back into child's pose. Take a breath here. All right, we are gonna go into the caterpillar, which is a little bit different than a standard push-up. So a standard push-up, you hold a plank, bend and straighten the arms. That's basically the whole idea. We're gonna do a caterpillar, which is more of a circular motion. Now, depending on your floor and your mats, you may want to give yourself a little bit of padding under the knees. You can roll up your mat. We're gonna bring the hands a little bit forward. So kind of like we were doing in that child's pose. And then move very circularly, low to the ground as much as you can. Head comes down, chest comes down, stomach comes down. I'm gonna hover, so I'm not resting, I'm hovering. Head comes up, chest comes up, stomach comes up. And then I'm gonna round my back to return to where I was. So I'm not ever going to stop, I'm just hovering. Head comes down, chest comes down, stomach comes down. See my hips come nice and low. Head comes up, chest comes up, stomach comes up. And then round to push back. So here's a couple ways that people will do this that is not very hard. We're gonna keep the butt back, for instance. I've seen this happen where the butt stays back. I've also seen where people go press up. So it's not flat and then press up. We are hovering above the ground and then raise. You're going at your speed. Exhale out. Inhale to pull back into caterpillar. Exhale out. Inhale to round back through the caterpillar. You can also modify this with where your hands are. The further forward they are, the easier I believe it is. Although that depends. So find different hand positions, try it out, see how it affects which muscles are being worked. Exhale on the way out, inhale on the return. So we're thinking kind of like what you do with your back in a cat and cow stretch, but we're adding that forward backward component. And yes, this is a great stripper move, you're right. Going as forward and as low as you can without resting on the ground. 4 more. Two more. One more time. And we're going to push it back. Separate the knees. Butt comes back. We're in that child's pose. We're going to take the right hand forward and to the right. Stretch it out. Left hand on top of it. Stretch out that shoulder. And then we're going to come back into the center. Left hand forward and to the left, right hand on top of it. Again, stretching out those shoulders. And then we're gonna come back into the middle. So the last one we did, we went in that continuous circle in the caterpillar. The next one we're gonna do more of a hook. So imagine that at the end of your mat, you have like a bar above the ground, and you're gonna dip underneath it and come back the way you came. So imagine that bar is down there, so you wanna dip your head and come back the way you came. All right, very similar mechanics to the last one. Again, the hands are nice and wide. We're gonna come back into that child's pose. Head comes down, chest comes down, stomach comes down. We're gonna pop up on the other side of that bar and then come back the way we came. Yes, also an excellent stripper move. You are correct. Yes, it is. So again, visualize that bar. We're gonna dip underneath it and come back without resting on the mat, just to hover. Head comes down, chest comes down, stomach down. Pop up your head, come on back. At no point did my hips rest. Bring it on down nice and low. At no point did my hips rest. Pop it up, come back the way we came. So kind of like with chaturanga, right here, but then we come back. And return back. Going as low as we can and as far forward as we can. And butt leads you back first. And then butt rises up. Push it back the way you came. Just a few more. As low as you can go. Without resting on the ground. Hovering out there. 3 more. One more time. And relax. Separate the knees, butt comes back towards the feet. Stretch out those shoulders. I'm going to take the right arm, thread it underneath, come down onto the shoulder, stretch it out. Bring that arm forward again. Same thing other side. Left arm thread underneath, come down onto the shoulder. Take another deep breath. And release. Come on back forward again. How we doing? Oh, we're doing great. We're gonna do one more arm thing, and then everything after that is stretching. So you've done the vast majority of the worky work stuff. Okay, so over this time, we've been working on our hovers. This is gonna be exciting because we just did a lot of arm work, but we're gonna do 1-inch hovers off the ground. We're gonna go up to 7 and back down. Don't worry, this one's not so bad. So we're gonna come back down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tuck in right next to your ribcage. They're not out here, we're not wide. We're very, very narrow. We're gonna keep everything in our bodies inside the mat. Feet are about shoulder width apart. We're gonna tuck the toes under and just do a quick rehearsal. So we're gonna lift 1 inch off the ground all the way down our bodies. Now, if you have a good amount of volume chest-wise, your chest may still be in contact with the ground when you lift above the mat. So just a heads up. For those of us who are boobless wonders, I'll be lifted above the ground, but that's not necessarily the case for everyone. So we're lifting 1 inch off the ground, not 6 inches, it's not a plank. So again, hands directly underneath the shoulders. We're narrow, we're inside our mats. We're gonna press up for a hover. So just practicing right now. Elbows stay right in next to your rib cage and lower back down. All right, so that was one practice. We're gonna try it for the knees too. See how that feels. So for this one, relax the feet. Again, elbows are tucked in tight. We're gonna lift it to a hover from the knees. So you're gonna notice how that is. Overall, less work, but more intense for the arms. Between those two things, decide what you wanna do. We're gonna go up for 1 second, back down, 2 seconds, back down. You can extrapolate from existing data. Up to 7, back down. All right, make your decision. Knees or feet, hands are tucked in nice and tight. And we're gonna lift up for a hover and back down. And we're lifting up to hover for 1, 2, and back down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here comes the big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're coming on back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here comes the hard one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it gets easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And last time, up and down. Separate the knees. Butt goes back. Stretch out the shoulders. Take another breath here, letting your lower back relax and stretching out the shoulders. And we're gonna roll it on up to sitting. We're gonna take one arm across. Take your shoulder this direction. Take a deep breath. And bring it out to the side, and the other one's gonna come around and grab it. Pull it on back. Take another breath here. And release. Other side, reach it across. And we're gonna pull it on in towards you. Get that shoulder stretch. And then it's gonna come out. And the other arm's gonna come around and grab on and pull back. It's a weird one. This one's easier to do if you just like have a wall. And you can just press your arm against the wall and turn. That's always an option too. And release. We're gonna reach it forward around the back. And open up the chest. Press chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades back. And triceps. You can either come up over the top like this, or you can come from underneath and your hands can find each other behind your back. Both of them are perfectly good stretches. One might give you a better stretch than the other. Go with the one that you want to do. One more breath here. And tricep stretch. So again, you can go over the top. You can come from underneath. You might find that one is a better stretch than the other, whatever you want to do. These are useful not only because we just did some tricep work, but because if you ever need to unzip the zipper and no one else is in the room with you, and you know, this comes up and release. And we're gonna take a couple more final cleansing breaths down here. And we're gonna roll it out just a little bit. And then we can go the other way. And again. Rotating it out, heart goes knee, knee, over the hips, knee, knee, over the hips, and again, switch directions. And let's take our final cleansing breath. Breathing it in gratitude. Once again, in celebration. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your hard work. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope that you drink lots of water and take care of yourselves and each other. And as I mentioned to the last class, and I will also be sending an email, I realized that because I'm teaching this weekend all day Saturday and Sunday, and it's on my Zoom, that I can't teach during the day, even if I do it on my lunch break. So what I'm gonna do instead is teach Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're gonna teach an evening one if you wanna take it. So more information on that will be coming soon. And I appreciate your feedback on that, what was useful to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, send me any questions or requests that you have. And I love you. Take care of yourselves. Oh, thank you. Thank you.